Good morning, guys. Thanks for tuning in to the Sarah Show. I love that. So what we did the other day was some no equipment exercises. I've got some requests for some booty work. There's three main muscles in the butt, right? So you've got your upper booty, which is the medius, which we're going to focus on today. You've got your side booty and your under booty. We have a couple of those that I'm going to shoot today for later, but right now we are going to focus on the medius, which is the upper booty here. So as usual, we always want to go ahead and stretch a little bit. Let me get out here where you can see what I'm doing. We're definitely going to, let me get my balance, stretch our legs here. We'll do a little bit of a warm up. And I'm just gonna touch my toes, really stretch out the hamstrings because we're fixing to do a lot of work in here. I like to bring my knees up, open up my hips. Okay, so for my warm-up today, I am going to focus on the elliptical, but the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to get low and really work my heels through the pedals to really start burning the glute muscles. So I'm going to do that for at least a minute just to get started. So here we go. And remember to start your watch now. I always forget, so let's go ahead and get that going. We're good to go. Okay. So I am going to go on a high resistance and incline, but you can notice that I'm staying low. This is really going to burn out your hamstrings and your butt all over. I like to keep my toes up. It reminds me that I'm working my heels. You're also maybe going to feel it in your quads as well. I'm all about combo moves. If I can work out everything, that'd be great. But staying low is really going to get into the glute muscles. Ooh. Okay, we've got a couple seconds longer. Seconds. And we're done. Whew. Okay. So right now I definitely feel that in my quads as well as all in here. The first workout that we're doing is a single leg deadlift. So I have to keep my balance most of the time. So hold on to something. I get bent over a little bit. You're going to plant your working leg, which right now is my right one, with your heel in the ground, okay? Get bent over and just pull up that left leg. Don't let your grounding foot wobble. You're going to keep your heel planted like we talked about the other day, like a root. Make sure that you're controlling the movement. You can go as slow as you need to. Really try to feel it in your glutes. You're going to feel it all the way through. And you want your mind to muscle connection. So as you're doing this, remember where you're targeting and really contract that area. We're going to do 10 on each leg. Feel free to do more. This is just to get us through all the exercises, and I have 2 more videos to do after this. So go ahead and switch over to your other side. Get your balance, get your working leg rooted into the floor, which is this one now, my left foot. So now I'm just going to envision a line that I keep my right foot, kind of like a string from the ceiling, pulling it directly up. And I'm remembering to do my muscle to mind connection. the time when I first started, I thought I was really working this leg, but it's the one that's on the ground that you're working. Because you can feel it all through your hamstring and your glutes. Ooh, okay. I'm already starting to sweat. I'm a sweater. Okay. Okay, our second exercise is going to be single leg circles. So what you want to do is you want to get on the ground. I do it on all fours here. Okay. This is my all four position. Again, your grounded leg. Okay, that's going to be my left leg right here. I'm going to keep my knee and my foot in place as I extend my other leg, and we're just going to do circles. Big circles, little circles. Just make sure that you keep your grounded knee from wobbling. You control the motion, so if you want big circles, do that. If you want little circles, do that. I kind of do a variation, but you can definitely feel it in your grounded leg and glutes. Okay, now we're going to switch legs. So I will turn around. Okay, so now it's our right knee that is grounded. We're going to bring our left leg straight out. Start your circles. It's already sore from the work from the other foot, or leg I should say. We're doing our circles. We're keeping this straight. We're not wobbling. We're controlling the circles. You can reverse it, move it around the other direction. And don't forget to breathe. Okay, so we would do that each leg 3 to 4 times. It's up to you. I'm trying to get through each exercise. I tried to do a long video the other day and it was hell trying to upload. So I'll show you each exercise and then you can pause it, do your other 2 to 3 sets, and then pick back up with the next exercise. Okay, for this next exercise, we're gonna do glute bridges. You don't have to have equipment for this. You really don't. What the exercise itself is you're going to lay down, and this is what the bridge is, okay? So you're really just thrusting, and you're going to squeeze in your glutes as you come up, right? So that's your normal bridge. And believe me, that'll do just enough work by itself. Now, if you do want to go into any kind of equipment, I'm sure you've seen these little bands. I can't tell you how many of these have shot across the room at Fitness Connection. It's funny. So now I've added one of the smaller resistance bands. I'll widen my legs a little bit. Remember to squeeze. Okay, and then if you want another option, I'm sure you've seen these bad boys lately. The difference in these are that they're really stretchy. These, you're not getting much stretch out of that, so the resistance there is way different. So this would be a little more advanced if you want. So I'm going to put those on, do the same thing. Okay, I've got my shoulders evenly on the mat, square enough if you will. Get my hands ready, my palms grounded. Here we go. And as I do that, I've got my knees outward to where I'm really resisting that band and holding it as I'm coming up and squeezing. This is where I'm sweating. Usually about 2 exercises in. Okay, now our next exercise is going to be a donkey kick. Again, you can use these. Let me show you what the regular motion is, and then you can decide how you want to do it. This is referred to as a donkey kick. So we're on all fours again. What you're doing is kicking out. And my best advice doing all these workouts is I really do have to visually imagine like my leg being pulled by a string to where it stays in line, to where it's not all over the place. You know, I just envision that I'm running my leg across something, or that it's being pulled by a string that cannot move. I know it sounds silly, but for me, that's what keeps me connected from my mind to the muscle. So with the donkey kick, we're on all fours. Remember, the important part is stabilizing your ground knee. Don't let that wobble. This one, you're bringing it in, taking it back, and again, you can hold it here for 2 seconds, making sure that you're squeezing. Bring it back in, push it back out, and hold. You can really feel it up here. Now, of course, if I wanted to add resistance, what I'm going to do is we'll go ahead and do the medium band. Okay, I'm going to add that on there. And when we do it with the other leg. Okay, so these are just different variations that you can use. Again, even if you don't use any, you're going to get a good burn. So I've done it twice as far as the donkey kick, so I'm going to let you decide how you want to do that. Go ahead and finish your set. You can do 2 more, 3 more. Usually I do about 3 sets of either 10 or 20. Totally up to you. Again, you want to start off and just make sure that you don't burn yourself out to where you don't want to work out again. So start off small. Okay, so I have never been a fan of these until recently when my friend Courtney, I went and visited him at his gym and he put me to work. And I swear it was the first time I've ever done a Bulgarian squat. So I'm really new to these, but I'm all about getting to a point where I get out of my comfort zone and try something different, even if I don't like it. So this is a Bulgarian squat. I'm going to do it very simple without weights or anything, just so we can get the motion down. But I do know that the key points are you never want your knee to go over your toes, okay? So your foot has to be put out far enough that when you bend, it's not going over, okay? So you can do it just like this to where your knee's going down, because that's what this is working on both sides, okay? Now, you can do 10 of these on each side. If you need to keep your balance, hold on to something, that's fine. Modify it however you need to, but you're going to feel this. Now, if you want to get a little more advanced, you can kick your leg up on something. You can hold a dumbbell. You can have your bands on. There's so many variations, but you just start out with whatever level you're at. I'm going to hold on, just where I keep everything in line. You can actually put your foot on something, which I've got it on a little bench. And that's a really good burn right there. Not only in your quads, but also in your hamstrings and your glutes. So I'm gonna pull this back here to do the other leg. So again, I always make sure that I step up enough that my toes are not going to go past my knee, because you can hurt yourself that way. Okay. Make it just a fluid motion. You're going up and down right here with that knee. Okay, that should give you a really good burn. Again, those weren't my favorite. They're starting to become my favorite because I can feel how much work they do. The next exercise is going to be a jump squat. There's probably going to be a lot of wiggling going around over here, jiggling, but these are really good because they engage your glutes every time you hit the ground, and then we have to pop up. So, I mean, it is just kind of what it says it is. I kind of get in my little hip in stance to where I'm ready to go. So you just squat, jump, squat down, jump, squat down. Keep your feet balanced, ready for the hit on the floor. Keep your chest up, don't hunch over. So those you're gonna feel big time there. And again, these are compound movements. So that means that you're getting more than one body part working at a time. So you can't beat that, right? So we're gonna continue to do jump squats. Again, 10 or 20. If you're just starting out, do what you're comfortable with. Just don't give up, don't burn yourself out. Okay, we're almost to one of our last exercises. This one is actually a cable thruster. I like these because I can set the weight and it kind of holds me to where all I have to worry about is the thrust motion. So if you're in a gym, or even if you don't have a gym, you can still do these and just kind of push up like this, okay? So we have our legs hip width apart. We squat and we come up and we are really like squeezing in those butt cheeks, okay? And our pelvic comes forward. So you squat and pull in. Okay, what I'm gonna do with this though is I'm gonna pull this out. I've got about 60 pounds on here, so this keeps me to where I have this weight that I'm holding on to. I am going to dip and thrust into this bar. I like to envision hitting my knees and then coming up and squeezing. But you notice that I never move the bar to where I'm actually pulling on the bar. I keep that where it is. I go down to my elbows and I pull up and I thrust into my butt cheeks, right? My glutes. So you feel it big time all throughout your glute muscles. Again, I would probably do about 20 of those 3 times. Okay, for our last exercise, we are going to do a deadlift, which is one of my favorites, but I hurt myself one time doing these. So please don't attempt to do extra weight. Start out very small. I did it and I really hurt my lower back. So these, please be very, very careful. And you can do these with dumbbells. You don't even really have to use any kind of equipment. So if we weren't using equipment, the form on this, I like to do stiff deadlifts. So I know that I'm keeping my legs, my knees kind of in the same space. I'm not moving them around. And what the motion is you're gonna go down like you're running those bars up and down your legs. You're really gonna feel the stretch back here in your hammies and all the work in here, because you're going to come up and you're going to squeeze. We're always squeezing when we're using glutes, always. So you would come down, come up and squeeze. You can do these just like this, just to have an invisible bar. You're running them down your legs. Your heels are grounded. You're keeping your heels. That's where all your weight's at. You come down, you come up and squeeze. You go down, you come up and squeeze. And your head should follow the motion of your body. Don't keep your head up the whole time because it can put strain here. So watch as you're going down. Okay, that is a straight leg deadlift. I am going to add 10-pound dumbbells just so someone can see how that looks like if they have that equipment, okay? So what I'm doing here, same thing, I'm grounding my feet, okay? Straight legs, I'm gonna envision like just running these down my legs and coming up with the squeeze. Focusing the weight in my heels. Okay, now a more advanced one is with an actual barbell with weight on it. So I'm going to attempt this. What do I have? 50, I think this is 70 pounds, which again, I don't do too many of these because they're heavyweight right now. But if you wanted to use a bar, it would look something like this. Obviously, sometimes I need to listen to my own advice because it's habit for me to keep my head up, but you really do want to follow with your head, with your movement. You don't want to have any increased stress on your neck. Okay, so that concludes what we did, about 7 or 8 different exercises based just on our medius, which is the upper booty is what they call it. So I'm going to go in. I am going to do our side booty exercise next. I will record that, so please subscribe and like the video if you want. Share it with someone. I'd really appreciate it. And look for the next video for side booty, and then I will also be doing the under booty right after. So I'll be a sweaty mess by then. But thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know of any other requests. I'm happy to do them.